It's a waiver wire Tuesday on fantasyvictory.com. I'm Mike Durkin. He's your expert, Paul Charchian. Let's get to it. The 5 guys to target this week on waivers, starting with Lorenzo Talieferro in Baltimore.
Yeah, Mike, it took a few weeks of dorking around with the plodding Bernard Pierce, but the Ravens finally gave their rookie, Lorenzo Talieferro, a chance to see the field last week. He was very strong, netting 91 yards, 5 yards per carry, and he scored a touchdown. Talieferro brought speed and, most importantly, toughness to a position that Bernard Pierce just doesn't have, and neither does Justin Forsett. There is a very real chance that Pierce won't be the starter when he recovers from his thigh injury. Team says that he's still a starter, but even if Pierce holds the job, Talieferro's earned carries, and Pierce could easily yield the starter's job to Talieferro, even if he does get the next start. In free agency, I'd be pretty aggressive on Talieferro. I'd bid about 30% of your cap.
When they drafted him, it looked like it was his job to lose, but it's been a little bit of a slow start for Bishop Sankey in Tennessee.
Bishop Sankey's taken in a lot of leagues right now, 80%, but he did get dropped in some leagues because he had such a slow start through 2 games. Then finally last week, he blossomed 10 carries, 61 yards. Sean Green got the same 10 carries and turned them into 33 yards, half as much. So the starter's job appears to be up for grabs, and Sankey's talent should allow him to pass Green by on the depth chart, hopefully sooner than later. In free agency, I would bid 20% of your cap for Bishop Sankey.
Cleveland seems to be a pretty good place to be a running back right now.
Yeah, it is.
Isaiah Crowell finding the end zone quite a bit.
Yeah, he has. For reasons I don't fully understand, Cleveland's Isaiah Crowell is only owned in 55% of leagues. So coin flips chance that he's available in your league. He's a really powerful runner, and he's got that rare size-speed combination. He's gotten double-digit carries the last 2 weeks and has a better yards per carry average than Terrence West in all 3 of the games they've played this year. There's a real chance that Mike Pettin, head coach, flips the carries around and starts giving Crowell more snaps than West because, frankly, he's been better. West has played well, but Crowell looks like the better player to my eyes. In free agency, I would bid 15% for Isaiah Crowell.
Dennis Pitta in Baltimore goes down again with a hip injury. There's a lot of tight end injuries around the league.
Yeah, there really are.
Looking at Owen Daniels in Baltimore.
Yeah, Owen Daniels. Maybe you had Kyle Rudolph or Dennis Pitta, or maybe you had Vernon Davis, and now you're scrambling at tight end this week. Travis Kelce's available in 1/3 of leagues, but the rest of us have got to do a lot of deeper digging, which brings us to Owen Daniels. He'll take over for Dennis Pitta for the rest of the year, and as he showcased with his 2-touchdown performance in week 2, he'll likely be up for that role. You already know that Daniels was productive for several years with Houston, but did you know Baltimore tight ends have already caught the 3rd most passes in the entire NFL among tight ends? So you know that schematically, Daniels is going to remain highly involved in this Ravens offense. I think in free agency, given all the injuries, you'll need to bid about 15% of your cap to get Owen Daniels.
And Alfred Blue in Houston was one of the deepest sleepers you could have looked for in the preseason.
Yeah.
Playing behind an injury-prone Arian Foster, got his chance this past Sunday.
Yeah, so naturally Arian Foster is already hurting, and something like that will likely be a regular occurrence in Houston. His replacement, Alfred Blue, a rookie from LSU. The kid got the start for Houston last week and rewarded the Texans with 6 yards per carry. Not bad. And had Houston not been blown out last week, Blue probably would have gotten a lot more than the 13 carries he ended up with. Now, before you go crazy bidding on Blue, just remember that Arian Foster probably returns next week. But Blue's a valuable handcuff to a very injury-prone runner. In free agency, I would bid 10% of your cap on Alfred Blue.
Well, there you go. That's 5 guys that if they're available, go get them, go bid for them on your waiver wire. There are 11 players to go look for right now, posted at fantasyvictory.com.